So Ben from Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream was arrested after protesting RFK Jr. over Gaza. Now, he'll say it's about that, but I think it's about something else. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Ben from Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream getting arrested after protesting RFK Jr. Now, he'll say it was about Gaza. Oh, you guys are bombing Gaza, taking innocent kids' lives, all this, that, and the third. But you know what I think it's about? I think it's about the bottom line over at Ben & Jerry's, because what do they sell? They sell big bag snacks. Yes, they do. High fructose corn syrup, food dyes, high calories, no nutrition, highly processed. Whenever you see an episode of 600-Pound Life, they got a big tub of Ben & Jerry's or something equivalent, and they're going to eat that right to the face every single night. I think he is mad at RFK for making Americans healthy again and getting rid of food dyes and discouraging unhealthy eating behavior in general. But he'll say it's something else. And before I go too far into it, let's check out some clips. Of course, I will link to all the clips in the box as normal. If you want to see it in here without my commentary, if you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Permitted while the committee conducts its business. Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room.
Move down the hallway.
Ben, why are you getting arrested?
Move down the hallway. If you stop, you will be arrested.
Poor kids in Gaza by buying bombs and pays for it by kicking kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
Keep going down. Keep going down the hallway.
Ben, how many days have they been starving in Gaza?
What has it been? 75 days by now.
Stop.
Anthony, I need my shoes.
Our program.
Down in the hall right now. Let's go. Everybody. I'm saying, keep everybody. Stop business. Pick it up. Stop business. Pick it up.
Ben, what are you calling for the Congress and senators to do for Gaza?
Congress and the senators need to ease the siege. They need to let food into Gaza. They need to let food into starving kids.
All right, so you get the idea, getting arrested over the whole Gaza kerfuffle. Now, he spoke out with Chris Cuomo over on News Nation. He gave his 2 cents, he spoke out, and let's hear from him to see what's really happening. All right, let's check it out.
There's about 2.5 inches of my midsection that belong to your company. I want you to know.
Hey, there you go right there. That's the whole thing. Big Back Snacks. And he knows what it is. He know what it is. Okay, so now ice cream, zero nutritional value. It's just a guilty pleasure type situation. Big Back Snack. And RFK Jr. is like, okay, we're going to ban food dyes. We're going to get rid of this and get rid of that. He might not like that because it's going to that will most certainly impact Ben & Jerry's bottom line. But, okay, let's talk about Gaza. All right.
That.
Well,
but
I'm
I want to talk,
and you wear it well.
I want to talk politics. What is it about Bobby Kennedy that you believe is worth getting arrested for?
Great question. Let's check it out.
It didn't really have anything to do with Bobby Kennedy. What it had to do with is that Congress has been cutting money for Medicaid, the health care for poor kids, and they're using the money they save doing that to bomb other poor kids in Gaza.
Now, is there any evidence of Medicaid cuts? And I'm being serious. And if you guys can provide that for me, point me in the right direction, I'd love to see it. But as of right now, I don't see any cuts to that.
And now, there's this, they're halting all the food aid that's going in, so they're starving the people of Gaza.
So, all right, let's talk Israel. Yes, I understand what you're talking about with Medicaid. We'll see what they do. It does seem that the Republicans are a little unusually cautious about the pain that they will feel if they mess with Medicaid, especially when.
So we're talking about if hypotheticals. So the Ben & Jerry guy, Ben, is saying they cut Medicaid, Medicare, and then they're going to use the savings to bomb Gaza. Chris Cuomo saying, well, maybe they're going to cut it, maybe they're not. Let's see what they're going to do. So which one is it? Did they do it or not?
They're adding to the defense budget. But Israel, Yes, what's happening in Gaza is horrible. They just agreed to restart the aid, and I've been critical of the stopping of aid and how necessary it is. But don't you have to give some space for the fact that Hamas, a terror organization, is still holding 6 people just about, and that they need to give them back if they want to have high ground, don't they?
That's a very good question, Chris Cuomo.
Yes, the hostages need to be returned, but that's no justification to kill tens of thousands of children, old people, mothers, fathers, people just like us.
I mean, at the end of the day, the whole thing with Israel, because that seems to be a hot topic, really, they're going to be fighting over there forever. It's never going to stop, ever, 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 ever. Whether the Europeans are in Israel, whether the Arabs are in Israel, it doesn't matter. They're going to fight. If it's the European versus the Arabs, that's going to be a conflict. Arab versus Arabs, that's going to be a conflict. Sunni, Shia, this group, that group, is always going to be fighting happening there. It's been that way since the beginning of man, and it's not going to end anytime soon.
Well, just like us, some, yes. Others are aligned with a terror organization. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about the people who are on the ground, who are adults in Gaza. And if it were America and they had 59 of our people and they were a terror organization, do you think the United States would be doing anything different than Israel is?
Oh, hey, Chris Cuomo, you're doing pretty good, man. I like your rebrand over at News Nation. It might be a downgrade in the eyes of some, but I think that he's been able to find his little niche over there. Shout out to you, bro.
Boy, I would hope they'd be doing something different, because what's going on in Israel right now is genocide with our bombs. The American people have become complicit in the genocide that Israel is engaging in. And if it weren't for us providing the bombs, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Come on now. Let's not do that, because they're going to be able to procure weapons. They're going to be able to procure weapons. That's not really a thing to say, oh, if we weren't helping them. I don't think we should be involved in foreign war. I agree with them on that. And it's not just Israel. We're talking about Taiwan. We're talking about Ukraine. I wonder what his stance is on Ukraine. Does he believe in that war? So you want to engage in the proxy war against the Russian Federation by funding that. But then when it comes to Israel, you want to back off? Tell me the difference. I don't see the difference.
Well, they have a lot of their own weapons. You know that, Ben. I know you're very sophisticated about this stuff. But don't you believe that genocide, obviously there's a legal standard, but do you target things? Do you avoid things? Do you pace things? Do you allow any aid the way Israel has if it's really a genocide? We've seen what that looks like in other situations. It doesn't look like this.
Boy, it sure looks like it to me. I mean, let me think. All the hospitals have been destroyed. All the universities have been destroyed. The schools have been destroyed.
I mean, yeah, Gaza at this point is pretty much a landfill. I mean, it is what it is. It's a landfill. So what do you do? Like, what happens now? Like, what's the next step? Okay, you rebuild Gaza, they still fight. You destroy Gaza, they still fight. The Europeans stay, they still fight. The Europeans leave, they still fight. So my point of view, as I close, I'll link to the rest of that video in the box. But my point of view is this. We shouldn't even really be involved, because there's nothing that we can do as Americans or anyone else that would ever end that conflict. It'd be up to them. And if they don't want to stop fighting, then it's never going to stop. Simple as that. But you know what? I think the whole thing about Israel, Gaza, all of that, that's just been trying to uphold the brand. I've noticed over the past few years, Ben and Jerry has just become woke, and they leaned into it. Everything dealing with leftist propaganda, leftist causes, they've been on their side. Anything, it doesn't really matter. So that's just what he's doing. But ultimately, I think The whole thing about him interrupting RFK Jr. was the bottom line over at Ben & Jerry's. You wouldn't have banned this diet. You wouldn't have banned that diet. You wouldn't have banned that preservative, this preservative. You're going to impact our bottom line over at Big Back Snacks Incorporated, a.k.a. Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Ben from Ben & Jerry's getting arrested while RFK Jr. was speaking? Is it truly about the Israel, Gaza, Palestine conflict, or is it about RFK Jr. eating the bottom line of Ben & Jerry's? No pun intended. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think it's about money at the end of the day. A lot of these performative gestures is all about money. That's what it boils down to. They'll say it's about one thing. They'll say it's about justice. They'll say it's about just trying to make the world a better place. But ultimately, they still want to keep getting that money. Okay, a lot of these climate activists, oh, we got to save the trees. We can't be burning so many fossil fuels. They fly around the whole world in a private jet. They got a home that's like 20,000 square feet with the craziest carbon footprint in the world. No solar panels, heavy electricity. Okay, they got a bunch of electric cars in their garage, big 10,000 pound Hummer EV, eating electric. And how is that funded? They're hypocritical. All they care about is themselves. All they care about is money, while they tell the world that they're so altruistic and they want to help the John Troughton kind of people. That's the energy. That's the vibe, as the cool kids say, that I get from Ben over at Ben & Jerry's. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.